This video is about the cQ-Vertical line indicator version 2. First, we'll add it to the chart. Basically what it does, it allows you to add and position vertical lines wherever you want on the chart. And then you can change symbols and add some more. Some vertical lines to that one. And then you can go back and they're still there. So it remembers you can use one chart to show all these vertical lines, or you can put the indicator on a single chart and have a bunch of charts, however you want to do it. But in essence, that's what the indicator does. For example, press that, it turns it on and off. You have three colors. That's what these three plus signs are meant to be. The first one's this blue color, and you can change it. And then the second one is this olive color. And then the third one is an orange color. If you want to remove them, you can just hit the minus sign and it will remove them. If, for example, you want to, let me add a few here. This button down here is the lock button. And when you press that, you can't move them. They don't move. And they're not selectable. So if you want, and you can't add anything while it's in lock mode. So turn that off and you can select them and then move them. So it would hopefully make it a little easier and not get in the way of things. This next button down here, you can set it to select all so that it's easier to grab, like if you're editing and you're just moving things around. You can press that button and it will make them all selected. So you just have to, it's a lot easier to grab. Press it again and now they're not selected. The next button down here, it just puts it behind or sends it to the back, I guess is what it does. The other thing, I'll look at the dialog box, is if you set this button here, use different lines for each time frame. And what that means is, let me show you what this does first. For example, if I were to change this to the daily chart, they're in relative the same place. If I go down a time frame, they're in the same place. If you set this, use different lines for each time frame, then what happens is, right now we're on the daily chart, and I'll add a blue one right here. And now I'll switch to the 4 hour. As you notice, that blue line isn't there, but we now have this olive line. If we go back to the daily, the blue line's there. So each time frame can have its own set of lines. So that's what that button does. This allows you to share the lines that you create in one chart with any other chart in MT4 in the platform. When it's set to local mode, basically it's just for this chart. You can still have 500, I think, lines for each time frame on the chart, but you just don't share them. It doesn't affect any of the other things. It's just for this chart. If it's set to global, actually, I guess I should show you. What global mode does is allows you to share lines with other charts. The other chart has to be of the same symbol. For example, here we have the euro-yen daily charts, two separate charts. If I add one here, it will draw it over here in this chart. And if I move it, it repositions the chart to match where I moved it over here. Same thing over here. If I were to change this and move it, it does the same thing either way. I can add one over here. And I want this, say, right there. It will move it. So that's global mode. That's what it allows you to do. If I were to change this to global all and change this one to global all, Then any line I put on here, it will put it on this chart to the same position, time position, no matter what the time frame or symbol is. So if you want to do correlation stuff and see how things are, you can have 2 separate currencies, or you can have 3 currencies. You could add another one, or you could add 20 or 100 of them, and it will copy this line to each chart. You can also, when I press the lock button, it locks it over here. I can unlock it. If I want to select them all, it does it. It does it over here as well. If I want to send them all to the back, okay, it does it. Want to turn them off, does it like that. And I guess this reposition global charts, when vertical line is moved, I just showed you what that is. That only works for either global or global all. And again, both charts have to have the same setting. Anyway, these are just vertical lines locked. No, these are just for these switches down here. Then here, it has 2 color schemes, ways of selecting colors. It has the default colors, which are these colors here for the 3 lines. And then you can change the style and the thickness. If you select this color list, what it does, well, here, I'll show you. It cycles through these 8 colors here. Okay, there's the first one. There's another one. So do you see what I'm talking about? What you can do, for example, if you wanted to change, like here, you want it to be a solid line and you want it to be really thick. And this one you want it a dash. And even though it's cycling through these colors, if you select like this one, so you get that real thick color. Select this one, you get the dash. And again, it's just cycling through those colors. So that's the difference between the color list and the default colors. You can also change the line, like say you have a special place that you want to mark. You want to make this a red color and you want to make it really thick so that it's an important line for some reason. You can do that and it will change it here. And to change it over here in this one, all you got to do is move it. I still haven't figured out why you have to do that. But anyway, if you want to do that for like just one line or as many lines as you want, it will remember it, save the colors and all that. So the next thing is, the sub window, which you can see I have it down here in this sub window. Inside the indicator, there'll be another indicator that is basically just this sub window down here. Right now they have these indicators in there, but the sub window is just blank. And with this right here, you can either stick it on the main chart. We'll stick it over here. Okay. And you can change it. You can put it in any of the 4 corners, or if you want to move it 500 pixels to the right, if you're in the lower left corner, here, that's where it's located. If you want to put it in the sub window, which is sub window 1, that's what this is. This is sub window 1. The one below it down here, this one that has this indicator, this is sub window 2, and so forth on down. I also added this. It has an orientation where it's vertical now, or you can do it this way, and you can have it like that. The rest is, you can change the background color, and then you can change the color of the buttons, gold or whatever style you want. And then this last one is, set this to yes and hit enter. It's going to delete all the lines in this particular mode right here. So, and then if you select yes and then you keep changing symbols, it will delete all those lines as well. So may want to be careful. It's just if you have a whole bunch of them and you don't feel like using the remove button. I think that it has a limit of 500 lines per time frame. For the most part, I think that's it. Yeah.